stories happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Marketing Edge on TV is Nigeria's leading initiative in the business of brand management and in the management of brand business. It is a 30-minute awesome package that comprises brand news, branding focus, and industry conversation all in a mix, encompassing thorough and in-depth analysis aimed at promoting the brand idea. I am Bababumi Agbibi. Welcome to the program.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand idea.
We begin with brand news, where we bring you the latest developments about brands and marketing and advertising in Nigeria and around the world. On brand news, global advertising spend is set to hit $1.08 trillion in 2024, growing by 10.7%. That's according to a new report from the World Advertising Research Center, WARC. This marks the largest year-on-year increase outside the post-pandemic recovery, with $104 billion in additional investment. Over the past decade, ad spend has doubled, growing 2.8 times faster than global economic output. Brands are shifting from traditional platforms like Google to social and retail channels, fueled by younger audiences and the rise of retail media. WARC in its explanation said while holiday season spending is projected to reach $299 billion, regulatory pressures on major players like Google and TikTok could create uncertainty for 2025. It also highlighted AI's growing role in shaping personalized, data-driven strategies as marketers adapt to evolving consumer behavior. Marketing Edge, Nigeria's premier brand publication, is set to launch its 2025 special edition, Brands to Watch and the Forces Behind the Brands, celebrating top brands and the visionary leaders driving them. Despite the challenges of 2024, several brands are poised for success, and this edition will highlight their resilience and innovation. It will feature a directory of top brands and the leaders behind them, offering insights into their strategies. The publication invites brands and agencies to contribute profiles and advertisements, ensuring maximum exposure. This initiative continues Marketing Edge's commitment to promoting excellence in Nigeria's marketing industry. Marketers are shifting focus to social media ads and generative AI as top priorities for 2025, Media Ocean reports. A survey of nearly 700 professionals reveals that 68% plan to boost social media ad spend, with digital video, display ads, and connected TV also gaining traction. Generative AI is the year's leading trend, driving data analysis, market research, and content creation. Automation is growing rapidly, while concerns about third-party cookies continue to fade, replaced by challenges in measuring campaign effectiveness across platforms. The World Federation of Advertisers, WFA, in partnership with Kantar's Sustainable Transformation Practice, has launched Sustainable Marketing 2030, a report exploring marketing's role in building a sustainable future. The report highlights that nearly 25% of brands are just starting their sustainability journeys, while 90% of marketers believe sustainability agendas need to be more ambitious. Challenges include resource gaps, organizational mindsets, and transparency issues, but opportunities lie in innovation, new business models, and large-scale consumer education. The group also added that a circular marketing framework is also introduced, reimagining how marketing can drive sustainable growth. WFA encourages marketers to act bravely and experiment to foster transformative change. Next is Branding Focus after this break.
See this baby, why should they do younger like this? As you see me so, I don't become 10x of the woman when I be before. Berekete 10x.
Make you enjoy 10 times your recharge, double data, and other betterment on top. Voice calls, IG, TikTok, audio and video streaming, Zoom calls, and other better things them. Dial *301#.
You never finish, 1,000 naira welcome bonus for voice and data. You mean all this thing for Berekete 10x? Full for the enjoyment.
Is your line blocked? You can get your line unblocked free, fast and easy. Quickly go to any Glow World shop or SIM registration center near you and link your NIN to your Glow line right now. Got no NIN? Visit the nearest NIMC office, get an NIN, and then link it to your Glow line. NIN registration is free, so reconnect with Glow today.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Now brand in focus. With economic challenges tightening consumer spending in Nigeria, marketing has become a blend of storytelling, cultural relevance, digital innovation, and community engagement. Brands are connecting with audiences through local narratives, leveraging cultural elements like music and festivals to build trust and loyalty in this challenging climate. The digital-first era has reshaped strategies, with platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube becoming central to campaigns. Brands are focusing on short, engaging videos, real-time interactions, and user-generated content to drive engagement. Influencers, particularly micro and nano creators, have become key players, offering relatable content that resonates with younger audiences and sparks online conversations. Experiential marketing is also evolving as brands like Maltina and Pepsi create hybrid events that combine physical activations with online trends. Youth-centric campaigns reflecting also culture and social consciousness are gaining traction, while humor-driven content continues to dominate cultural conversations. Data-driven marketing, though still developing in Nigeria, is helping brands personalize messages through platforms like WhatsApp for Business. Marketing professionals are urged to balance affordability with value while fostering community and hope. By prioritizing authenticity, creativity, and adaptability, brands can navigate uncertainties and strengthen connections in a world seeking resilience and renewal. That was Branding Focus. Next is Industry Conversation, where we discuss with industry thought leaders who have distinguished themselves and have made tremendous impact in the chosen field. We'll be continuing the discussion with the ADVAN president right after this break.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Now, in 2024, an unpleasant development took place over agency indebtedness as Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria reported some media and creative agencies to the EFCC. Now, on behalf of some ailing and non-functioning radio and TV stations, we could not pay for the renewal. Now, how can incidents such as this be mitigated in the future?
So it's a very good question to ask an ADVAN president, because for years now, people have been singing the song that we want to kill the industry. We are owing, we are this, we are that, we are not paying. And then the EFCC is calling some other people. So it's really eye-opening for people to understand. The challenge I have is, if brands have paid you, why are you not paying the stations? And if brands are owing, I've always said to people, let's have that conversation. Let's have that conversation. But I can stand, because of data again. Some years ago, ADVAN did an industry depth data. I think it was from the guys in the print that complained then, and we asked that it should be done industry-wide. A lot of people will tell you, when I'm dealing with brands, I have joy. Yes. I'm telling you, stations will tell you the same thing. They're even asking, why can't we deal with you guys directly? Because, so whatever they are facing, by not dealing with us, it's kind of things you are having to have conversations with. I'm encouraging people to ensure that with what the FCC is doing, we should even have conversations on it. I have heard about it, but I have not gotten the detail of who were those that were invited and all that and what stations were involved. I'm telling you, it's a conversation that the industry should sit down and have a very robust discussion on it. Because I have said to you, people need to get paid because they have to also pay people. Mm-hmm. People are also working for such broadcast houses. And brands see a non-payment as an indictment on them. So it's something we don't want. We don't want it on our side. And I can state categorically, if you do an industry debt analysis, I kid you not, you would find very little in the hands of ADVAN members. Very, very little. I want people to challenge me on this. And the reason I can also say that categorically is that people will tell you that there are those that pay up front now. There are those that don't pay us on time now. There's just a little of people. You see how they put it? Because I've asked these questions to them. I said, no. Trust me. There are brands that upfront self I will collect. So that means the issue is somewhere else, not us. So if the larger body is crying of debt, and people that engage with us, I'm talking about the agency people, agency owners, that will say, no, there are those that will just, you see their money now. And then there are those that also pay their bills on time. So they might not give you upfront, but they'll still pay within the stipulated agreement you guys have on your contract. And it's just some few ones. That's what they say. So you see where the issue is. And I'm happy with this particular question because, nothing gets hidden forever. The campaign 3-4 years ago was that we were bent on killing the industry. I mean, ADVAN, brands. I hope those that were singing those campaigns are listening to what is happening now. And they can come out now and either apologize or say, oh, now we know the truth. Yes, you have right to have heard. But it's when you don't come out and say, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get the data. I didn't get the memo. That's where you have an issue. You can err. But when you get the fact, you say, with this fact going on, this is where it is at. So I've heard about this story. And I wouldn't say, I'm not comfortable with it, just to be honest, because it just puts a searchlight on your industry and people are not doing it right. I wish we could fix this among ourselves, to make sure that these agencies or whoever is owing are paying these broadcast houses, because nobody will benefit from owing anybody. The broadcast houses have people they have to pay, their staff. Do you get? Yeah. So if they die, then what are you going to use tomorrow? If you kill broadcast houses, what are you going to use tomorrow to do our messaging? Which channels do we use tomorrow? So it's very important to us that the ecosystem is healthy and it's true and everybody is comfortable.
Okay. Now, what should the industry expect as indebtedness remains unresolved? Now, because of a no agreement on payment cycle policy as advised by ACON.
So there's an agreement.
Okay.
Not the ACON agreement.
Oh.
Everybody that works with us gets a contract. See, I don't know how to explain this to people. You can't fiatly do payments because people operate in different industries. If I operate in telecom and I get upfront by prepayment charge cards, I have money to pay you prepayment. You know what I'm saying? As I said earlier, finance is my first degree. So payment cycle, it's like a management conversation. Let me just bring some context to it. Okay, management the owners of our business are not in the day-to-day. They are shareholders. They then have to put policies in place that will safeguard their interest. So who authorizes, how often, how much, that means payment terms. The most important part of payment terms is how fast do I convert my raw materials or inputs to cash. Let's follow this thing in a logical manner. What did you do for me in advertising? You helped me spread my message for people to buy. It is when they have bought that I get cash. So for example, I'm in breweries. I get herbs, sorghum, or whatever, the grains to brew beer. I brew the beer. The beer comes out. I use advertising to sell it. So what process, how long does it take me to convert that which creditors have given me or have paid for the herbs or the grains to make money to then pay people that help me in selling it? So can I pay you before I've converted? Some people, it takes longer to convert. You see, once again, it's scientific. It's not a pronouncement. You cannot fiat because we all operate in different industries. You could be working in a hospital and they say before they admit any patient, you have to pay money. Those people get money, they can pay you. But if I have to brew my beer and then sell, and it's from that money because what you helped me do is sell the beer in advertising. You're part of the process. Then pay you. If it takes me 30 days, 40 days to convert or cement from limestone to crushing to this to that to becoming cement, which you help me advertise. So you see, one of the things I would categorically say to the industry is that if the industry wants to move forward, I would urge the industry to always listen to ADVAN. And I'll tell you why. ADVAN sits in the middle of it all. It all. We sit in the middle. See, AAA affects us. S-Man affects us. O1 affects us. Every other person born affects us. You see how well situated ADVAN is? And everybody relies on us to move, to pull out the money. But they don't care to understand our processes. They don't care. You're asking me to bridge a policy from the owners of the business. If the business says we would pay everybody, please note, no vendor is special in our business. No vendor. I would love agencies because they work for me. The head of production will love the guys that do production work for him now. So we all have agencies. So when we come to sit down, the question you'll be asked, what is the company policy on this? Some company policies that dig back. Some people will say, oh, in other clients. And I'm like, which other clients do you know? I'm on WFA board. Which other clients do you want to tell me about? I've had conversations on debt, on this matter, on these payment terms. Which other clients do you want to tell me? Only India. And they started moving it by themselves as conversations, not a law. The very minute something becomes a law, in our side of the divide, I mean corporate world, it becomes problem for the legal team. So, you see what I'm saying to you now? So people that were thinking, write letter to them, copy their MD. When you write that letter, people don't just get fired in our side now. There's a process. People ask questions. A lot of people were thinking by now, marketing directors would have been losing jobs in the numbers. That's why they said, okay, let's write to their guy. How has it done for you? What has it done for you? Has it achieved for you? Are they being fired? No. Because most times they have conversations with their boss on the things that they are suffering. So when you come, they will say, they already have issues with you because they are briefed inside. That's the truth. You brief inside now. We have to brief my boss. So by the time you are sending your letter, in fact, by corporate governance policies, whatever we are doing, even as an ADVAN president, my companies are aware. The owners of my companies are aware. So whatever you are doing, even if you are allowed to even do your side, but you must not do conflict of interest, but you must also communicate to them that, I'm working for a marketing edge, but I have a book club that I run. You are allowed in our side, but you must state it clearly. So even whatever we are doing, they are aware. So that's why the impact of people thinking, by now we'll get fired and all that, it didn't happen.
Interesting. Now, the greatest challenge on the rising debt profile in the industry is traceable to inability of agencies to report debtors to ADVAN. Now, this inability spans from the fear of losing clients. That's what people feel, that they will lose clients if they report. But how can this be curbed?
Okay, so there are channels of conversations. If you don't want to make an official report, you can have conversations with the likes of me. People have my numbers. And I've had such conversations in the past, and just conversations with those people, I understood what was going on. You see, people don't want to report agencies for being blacklisted. Let's be clear. Because they get their POs for our jobs from the agencies.
But are they always blacklisted?
Okay. The question is, by the time ADVAN starts calling you on another person's matter, they feel the person has reported to us. True or false, it might not be. So they already have, like, you are humans now. You have a sentimental, negative emotion about that person. Like, why didn't you come and meet me now? Why are you having to go and call the people that give us jobs? Are you trying to make them fire me at the agency? You see the perception. I've also had people tell me, I'm just telling you this. Yeah, he come to me, I'm the brand, and they just tell me that I've not still gotten that your money, but please, it's just between you and I. Let me have a conversation. No, I don't want wahala. I'll be honest. You see, you have to also safeguard your interest. If we're going to have, as an industry, I don't know, maybe a coded whistleblowing, just like we have in corporate governance, I don't know. But we have to also sit down as an agency, as an industry, and come together and have the conversation. So, reporting to ADVAN, if you want to, my doors are open. We'll have that conversation. Even if it's an agency that is owing you, we'll have that conversation because you are working on behalf of the brand. So the benefit or the service you are giving to an agency, it's not for the agency, it's for the brand. You see how it affects us? The service you are giving to an agency, it's not for the agency. It's for the brand that has commissioned them. If you are an event agency, you are doing an event on my behalf. So if there are vendors that you have used, or you are a creative agency, and you are using models, you are using the models not for you, on my behalf. They know the brand they are working for. Yes, it went through you, but it's not you, in the true sense of it. I've had to call people before and say, when you owe these people, you tell them that I have paid you, that you're just owing them. They couldn't answer. Yeah, because you know how people's perception can affect any brand now. If people see brands that, this brand does not pay, you think you as a consumer you'll be happy buying their stuff. You might think they're already cutting corners in their production now because they don't have money. Do you understand what I'm saying to you now? So it's also in our best image to pay. And that's why if the industry wants to really do an audit today, I am game, I'm ready for it. And I'm so sure that if you're going to see debt from our side, it's like this. I'm telling you, it's like this. They know. That's why people will not take up this challenge. We have written to all the agencies, all the secretarial heads before on this matter. And I was clear to say it's not ADVAN. And nobody said to me it was ADVAN in any of their replies. They just kept quiet. It's not ADVAN. I'm not saying because I'm ADVAN president, I'm trying to protect my turf. I know what I'm talking about. It's not ADVAN. I work for brands too now. I work for many brands too now. And I know the kind of complaints I get now.
Now, do you foresee a situation where major multinational accounts will embark on massive review of agencies? That's between the first and second quarter of this year.
Okay, so the way it's going to always happen is when you look at your numbers and you didn't like where you ended your numbers, you have to do internal review now with yourself. Is there something that is making me not achieve my numbers? Why is my competition doing this? And if your internal review says you are working with the wrong agency, you're not working with the right agency, what will you do? You still stick with the agency until you get fired? No. So it's a conversation that is as true as sun rises in the east and setting in the west and something like that. It's as true as that. It's not to witch hunt anybody. Every end of the year, we look inwards and we come up with plans, with ways of moving forward, what worked, what did not work. Every single brand does it. And if what did not work last year was your agency, they don't need to be told now. No, but will you continue to not achieve, and you know where your problem is, and something you can do something about? Will you continue on that path? So it's a good question, but I think agencies on their own should also ask themselves, have I done enough for this client to still be worthy of their account? People will be biased. They will think that, they did so much. They did that. Did you read the numbers? Did you look at the financial report? What part of it do you say, okay, categorically, I know we helped in this and helped in that? What is the major landmark stuff you did? You understand? You also ask yourself, okay, the way ADVAN Awards, just to go by the way, for you to win an ADVAN Awards, it's planned from the beginning. The amount of data you submit to win an award, I've been a judge before. You will be shocked. It's planned from the beginning. So also agencies should plan from the beginning of the year and say, what are the big ticket things I want to do for this client to retain this job? You have to.
So their destinies
is in their own hands.
Okay. It's been an interesting conversation and interesting and insightful. Now, we've been talking with Mr. OSAMEDE UWUBANMWEN, who is the president of the Advertisers Association of Nigeria, ADVAN. Now, many thanks for watching. It's been an interesting episode. I am Bababumi Agbibi. Do join us again next week.